Okay, Sav, Cassandra and Sue, what I told the others to do, as soon as you've got one little branch in, just use your pencil on its side, like I'm holding mine at the end here, and literally just gently colour in the actual branch so you make it appear more solid. So just use your pencil lightly and fill in where the tone on the branch of that first branch. And you can make the bottom of it a bit darker because it looks to me as though that's what he's indicated. And it wouldn't hurt as well just to block in this, whatever it is down here, just lightly. Again, use your pencil on its side so you don't make it too heavy what you're doing, and you can easily rub it out and change it if you need to. Just gently, I'm using here a B pencil that's quite soft. I'm also going to put that one in. That one's paler, so don't make it as dark as this one. This one can be darker, as it is in the photocopy. This has all been done with a sponge, I think, this watercolor painting, this original. So you're going to have to use your pencil in a different variety of ways to make a sort of texture. So, you know, you can do it by just doing little wriggly marks to describe what's going on here with the foliage in the foreground. And again, I would lightly put some tone on it, so to help you see it and watch what we've got so far. We haven't got very much, but we've got the beginnings of the image appearing. This tone here, I'm just putting in with this bit of foliage, goes behind the trees and comes along here. So I think it would be a good idea to begin, and it's also the edge of the path, just put that in as a shape. So again, just use the side of your pencil to indicate that there's some tone here. By increasing the pressure on the pencil, you can make the marks darker. It darkens the tone of what you're applying to the paper. And you know, that's also can be quite useful, you know, to actually indicate what's going on. So so far I've just drawn this bottom bit and that branch. I haven't done the little branches, so I'm going to go back now and I'm going to follow with my finger and my eye. I'm going to allow my pencil to move together. I think that's also quite useful, just to let, you know, just literally just copy the length of the lines that are indicated on the image. Don't try and change it, or don't go and try going too fast. Just do it very slowly and carefully, so you get the same type of shapes and proportion that Hilda has got in his original. Now there's also a suggestion of something which might be a bit of, I don't know, it might have been a bit of leaves, I don't know, but again, I just do it very lightly with the edge of my pencil, and I'd rub out any hard, strong line that I can see underneath on the ground, so that I get this feeling of this soft, whatever it is. It might be some leaves and foliage that he's trying to imply are there, I don't know. All right. Okay. Now, I don't want to spend very long on this, but I'd like to see what Sue, Cassandra, and Sav have done so far. And then I'll come round to the rest of you in due course. So I just want to see if you've managed to do the start of your image and what it looks like. So if you could just hold your work up to the camera on your laptop or whatever you're using.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it like that. I think the very first thing I drew in was I started with this, it's a wall. It's not easy to see, but I started right here, about there. And I drew in the little trunks of the trees. There's 1, 2, 3 little trees there in front of the wall. Then there's a thing that's sticking up from the back of the wall, which I don't know whether that's a part of a building or what it is. It's very difficult to see.
I thought it was part of a tree or something.
I don't know, but it's behind the wall.
Yeah.
And then I moved across and started to indicate some of these, what I assume are trunks of the trees.
Yeah.
Before I did any of all this, and I literally just worked very slowly, establishing those first few shapes. And then I lightly drew in the kind of contour of the foliage. What I was going to say about his way of doing it, if I just do a little scribbly sketch up the top here, when I did it, I sort of did I know I did a kind of line like this, a light indicating line for this bit of foliage, which represents that shape there. It's difficult to see what's going on. It looks to me as though he's actually blocked in the tone, and this is the way I would do it, block in a sort of a tone for that foliage, and then go back in and sort of weight up little sort of shapes which indicate, you know, the odd leaf. You don't have to draw every single one, but it gives, having a few dark marks and shapes in the contour is kind of makes it more convincing. The other thing, of course, is the way the branch or the trunk go in, and again, I might just put some of those in a little bit. Well, I did 2 lines because I think one side of it is dark and the other side's light, so you can actually just indicate the odd little shape of where you can see the branches through the foliage. And again, go back and make some of it a bit darker, because it's not as light as I've put it in this little study here. It's quite, the tone of that foliage is quite dark.
I know. The thing I've been struggling with is I've been trying to do it too detailed, which is the same problem I had in the garden. Okay.
All right, get those in first of all. But also, I think what is important in his is, again, thinking about where the ground line goes to. I did establish where the vanishing point was roughly.
Oh, I've done that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's somewhere over here in between these trees.
Yeah, I've got
and
that.
Then I drew the top of the wall and the bottom of the wall and the edge of the path as it swings round here.
Yeah.
I just think you need those few fundamental things in to kind of give it a context.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, for the rest of us who are doing Hilda's rather, I'm just going to carry on with it and let's see how we get on. It's so interesting when you're copying these branches, the way Paul Klee in his drawing, I think it's Paul Klee, I'm sure it's Paul Klee, says you take a line for a walk. Isn't it Paul Klee, Prue? And it appears that Hilda is sort of doing that in the way he's describing the branches, that it's like the line is going for a walk and it keeps changing direction. And that's what gives it its, you know, what actually makes the form convincing, I think. It's not a straight continuous line. None of these branches are a straight continuous shape.
With the tree on the left, you can really, as you try to draw the branches, you can really feel the way he's used a kind of semi-dry brush.
Yes.
To do it.
Yeah. I mean, it would be in an ideal world.
You can really sort of sense the direction, the way he's moved the brush.
Yes.
To, as you say, you know, in the taking the line for a walk.
Yes, and I think it's the way that possibly if it was done with a paintbrush, you would obviously get much greater variety of thickness of line, which is much harder to do, of course, with a pencil. But anyway, we can do the best we can with what we've got. And I think, you know, learning to discover what amazing range of marks a pencil can actually make is, you know, really useful. So again, I'm going to indicate the tone in this branch so that it makes it look, you know, more solid. And don't press hard. Just remember, don't press hard with your pencil, because if you do, it's very easy to damage the surface of the paper, and it's much harder to correct with a rubber, you know, if you want to change things. And for this very dark, again, I'm just going on the side of my pencil and gently pressing a bit, so it, you know, to describe this dark, whatever it is, mistletoe stuff that's growing across the front of the tree.